I say that it's time for a little segment that we like to call Player Pass.
Yay.
So here at Mustache Ride, we love video games. And so each episode, we spin the great wheel of games. And we pick a new game to play in between episodes. And then we come back, we return, have a good discussion about the game that we played. And tonight, we're talking about the game Journey. Tooth, tell us a little some about the game Journey.
I'll tell you about it. So the game Journey, of course, was made by That Game Company. It was originally released on the PlayStation, which is kind of cool. It came out originally in 2012. Old game. So it was on the PlayStation 3. Which is kind of crazy to think about. But it's sort of a little relevant because it came out on the PC in 2019. And so it came out much later on the PC. And I guess it's also on iOS too. You can get it on the App Store. That's kind of weird.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like a very hard to run game.
No, I don't think so. But that's kind of cool. This is sort of I mixed what it actually says on the Steam page and what I thought, but it's an experience all about life along the way to your goal. So in the case of Journey, you're discovering that you must traverse through an ancient, mysterious kind of world by gliding and soaring and walking. I ended up doing a lot of walking because I couldn't figure out how to build constant stamina somehow. I don't know if you can. And I guess you can slide too. To discover the mysteries and your purpose in the game. And you get the purpose really early on, what you're trying to achieve. So
yeah, it's kind of like the only thing on the horizon, and you're like,
yeah,
I should probably go to that. There's a big beam coming out of a mountain.
I need to go to the mountain.
Seems like that's the place I should go to.
Yeah.
It's pretty self-explanatory. There's not a word spoken in the whole game.
No dialogue at all.
But through context clues, you're able to figure out what you need to do, where to go. The very first section was kind of the only one that gave me a little bit of trouble because I was just I didn't know the game loop yet. There's certain moments that I really enjoyed, certain moments that really I was wide-eyed, really looking at. Certain moments that made me sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. Certain moments that made me inspired and happy. I don't know. It's there's a whole range of emotions, and not even a single word was spoken in the whole thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Of a game, I feel like, in my opinion, it was. There's a lot of replayability to it just because of how you can freely interpret the game.
The general gameplay loop is you enter a zone, a section of the game. You see a landmark. You solve a puzzle, not really solve a puzzle, but you do something. So there's something that you can do with your character that I watched a speed run after my playthrough.
Oh yeah.
And the speedrunner called it chirping.
Okay.
So where you could kind of ping what's around you. You chirp at things, and then it opens a door or opens a tomb or something. Or it lights up some pillars and shows you something, and then that helps you get to the landmark that you saw. And then you get to the landmark, you see a vision of kind of the next section maybe or something.
Yeah.
The next area you're going to traverse in, and then you go into the next area and you do it again. That's very basic, but we'll show you guys some clips so you have an idea of what we're talking about.
I have a clip of the map reveal, actually.
Oh, cool.
So I'll pull that up. This was one of my favorite parts because this is where you see for the first time that sort of other character in the game.
Deity or God or something.
I call them light bringers. I don't even know what they are, but the map gets revealed, which is really cool. I thought this was one of the cooler parts of the game is it the map gets revealed to you, and then it pans across it, and you're seeing all this cool stuff going on in the game.
Yeah. My favorite section of the game, because this game, not to mention it's really cool and eye-opening in some areas, but it's despite having a pretty simple art style, it's a beautiful game.
It is beautiful.
And specifically, there was one part that I just really loved. It was really pretty looking, but the music that played during this section was like unnecessarily beautiful. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It was so pretty. Do you want to play the clip?
I got it. I think it's this one here. Your favorite area?
Feels so special. My favorite area in Journey, yeah. The music in this section is so nice. It's gorgeous. And all the like sea creatures or whatever, I feel like all these ribbons are making different sea creatures, and it's just all so pretty. Like, look at that. Just beautiful.
So beautiful. I had like this part here was probably my favorite part of the game. It's like a huge like you get like this final shot of the mountain, and it's just like the glide, like you're sliding through through everything. This game is crazy beautiful for no reason.
The sliding was fun, dude.
Such a cool view.
Oh yeah.
That was a beautiful piece of the game that was just every bit of it was just unnecessarily beautiful as a game. Like they put it together that way. Somebody came into my chat and was talking about this game because, well, first off, people are obsessed with this game. They invited me into a Discord with over 700 people that pretty much only play this game. Wow. They mod it. They're like do all sorts of crazy stuff. And I guess her boyfriend holds the record for the speed run for this game.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, she also speed runs this game, but it just like opened my eyes to like how crazy, like how much people know about this game. Like there's like fan like lore about it. Like they were saying that the game was developed because the person's like wife like had motion sickness really bad and like couldn't play some of the standard games, and he like worked on this game to develop it like for one of those specific reasons of like it's easier to play as a game.
Yeah. Wow.
Which seems kind of cool.
One of the main things right away that I noticed is that it's very slow.
Yeah, slow game.
You're not going fast unless you're in certain sections of the game, but it's very slow. But it picks up speed in certain parts and in a really tasteful way, like the sliding down the hills. I have a clip of my first time sliding. It's like you just kind of like go over a threshold and suddenly you're sliding down this hill, and it's like a Sonic game. You're going fast, and it's like, okay, this is what I'm talking about, you know?
It's cool. I like. Yeah, this was like, I think this was like the earlier in the section that I was showing, but the music is good. The sliding's cool.
Yeah, the floatiness.
Yeah.
And then these little creatures, these little ribbon creatures that are around. They're like I equated it to like a dolphin in the middle of the ocean that's like leading you to land.
Hey, little guy.
I was like, that's cool.
Hey,
I like these guys.
Coming with me or oh, you're going too fast. I can't go that fast. Hi. Oh, I made a friend. We're flying together, huh? Oh, another shooting star. I hear it. I think. Yeah, see? Oh.
The shooting stars, dude. That's a whole other thing.
Oh,
we'll get to that.
My jumps.
I don't even know if I saw those.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Oh, wow. They made noise. They were loud. But
I called them
the shooting stars. Oh, those the fly boys. I like that. I like that. Yeah, they were. I don't know. It was just nice to make a little friend and feel not so alone. Yeah, because it's a very lonely seeming game.
Yeah, it is.
But
it is very lonely.
Yeah. So let's see. Are there any other moments in the game that you really enjoyed that kind of stuck with you?
Yeah, I think the one was like I called him Cobra Mechs, but there was like a point in the game where it got real dark, and I was like, "Yo, what is happening?" I was just getting used to the game being like cool,
light,
like chill,
fluffy, chill.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Mm-hmm. And then this happened.
Oh boy. No way, dude.
No.
Oh, it hit you.
Not the crazy
Wow.
cobra eating my
I have a very similar clip.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it's like, so like I saw this moment, but then I didn't notice that he literally ate one of our little friends.
Yeah, he ate, like, it's so sad.
It's like the very next time you see one of those big monster guys, he eats another one of your friends, and that time I noticed.
No. Wait. It just ate my friend. Oh, I don't know. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, I was like, this game's chill. Everything's good. And then it ate one of my flyboys and knocked me over. There was a moment in the game where we slid down and you get and you're like safe from them. And one thing that I did notice about the game, and I don't know if it was like purposeful, but like I was like, whew, I got saved by the QR codes, because all the little graphics looked like QR codes. Like the little, like everything, like just like
the little squares,
all those little squares. And I was like, why do they look like QR codes for some reason? But that was just something that I thought in my brain. So,
well, I know like toward the end of the game, and just so you guys know, we're spoiling the hell out of this game if you didn't notice already. It's a 12-year-old game,
and we're not really spoiling. It's like you interpret it. There's no dialogue. Nothing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe it doesn't eat your flyboy. I don't know.
You do die at one point.
Yes.
Kind of. I mean, do you? I guess that's up for interpretation too, but it sure does look like it.
Yeah. Do you have that?
No. But what I wanted to mention was the part right before that, where you're going up the snowy mountain.
Yeah.
And then the big flying monster guys that have the spotlight down and they're searching for you. And they like, if they see you, they come for you.
Oh yeah.
And so I just, you hug the left wall and you're just like trudging up this mountain really slow. And that was like, I don't know. I think that part overstayed its welcome just a little bit because I didn't know if I was going the right way. I just kind of assumed, but it took so long to get into that cave. And then from there, it's like, oh, another section where we're just trudging through snow. Oh, and now the wind's blowing me back. Now the wind's blowing and I have to time it perfectly to get through this part. Oh no, I didn't time it right. So you fall down. Bro, what the heck?
It got kind of hard in that thing because
that one section.
Yeah, you anticipate you needing, like, you having to do it or you're going to restart. And it's just, it's not really the case, but it's like it feels like that the whole there's a lot of stakes. Like the game feels like you're at high stakes in the intense parts.
How are your emotions when you're climbing up the hill, you're climbing, and then you start slowing down?
Yeah,
you start slowing down even more.
I was like, I had seen all the grave markers everywhere, which
that's what I figured those were too.
That's what they were. They were grave
like
markers
tombstones.
Of like people that didn't make the journey. So I got all the way up it, right? And I was like, no way that it ends in me being like becoming one of these gravestones.
Or just dying.
So
and then
pissed.
It's like credits roll. You face plant in the snow and then you just credits. Yeah. No way. I was like,
I would have been so pissed, honestly.
Yeah, but I was also sad because it was like, oh, all of this just to
die
not make it, just like all the other ones. Yeah. But it didn't happen.
No.
Either we did die and we got revived, or we didn't die, but like because we got saved at the last moment. I don't know, but like the deities come back. Those what'd you call them?
I call them bringers of light. The light bringers.
Light bringers. That's right. And they like revive you, and then you have like this really long scarf, and you can fly as much as you want. You jump and fly as much as you want.
Yeah.
That was a cool moment. Because you're just like, oh, I'm not dead. It was kind of a relief, right?
Yeah.
And then you fly.
It was good. I liked that. I liked that sort of all those moments. One thing that was really cool that I didn't know, like I guess like it tells you about it if you read further into the game, but I was streaming and that person came into my chat and they were a pro. They weren't really spoiling it. They were just like excited to see me play the game.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that you could have companions or meet companions along the way.
I heard about this too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they came in and their name popped up in the credits at the end of the game, like from chat. I have a clip of it, but
what?
they actually connected with me and I didn't know it in the game because it's kind of buggy on Epic. But companions along the way, Stephanie of Texas.
That's cool.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, there you are. That's crazy. And so I plan to play it again on Steam, because in that Discord that they sent over to me, you can ask for like advertise that you're playing it needing of a companion. And I just want to know what that is.
Yeah.
Because
I heard about that also, but I was like, only friend I made was my little floating ribbon buddy.
Little fly boy.
And so, yeah, my little fly boy. And so I'm curious how that looks. So you'll have to, I'm not going to buy it on Steam, but if you do and play it, I'm curious how that looks. That's pretty cool. Well, speaking of the end of the game, so you make it to the top of the mountain finally. You walk into this pillar of light, and then it's like your spirit or something is like shot out of the mountain, and it becomes that shooting star that I pointed out in that one clip. It becomes that shooting star, and it goes right back to the beginning, and you do it again. And it's like, I guess it's a loop. It's kind of like a Sisyphus boulder situation. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you go back to the beginning, and you're like a reborn soul or something. But I have a clip because at the very beginning of the game, there's like this cutscene where it's like it shows the shooting star looking thing, and then it shows it a little bit closer, and I was like, oh, shooting star, not a shooting star, a soul. Like I just threw that out there.
Yeah,
nailed it. I called it, baby, right away.
I got it.
Roll the
shooting
clip.
Star in the middle of the day. Not a shooting star. A spirit.
Yeah, you did
Nailed
call it. You did nail it.
I called it.
See,
that's crazy.
I didn't see that, but that happened at the end of the game, like obviously. But I guess I probably would have started to put that together if I would have seen that at the beginning. Huh.
Yeah, the very beginning, because it showed it didn't look like a star, and it was really close to the ground. So next best thing that came to my mind. But
yeah,
I did not expect to like make it to the top of the mountain, and then for my soul or spirit to be shot back all the way to the beginning.
Yeah.
But one other thing I learned, those shiny squares that you pick up along the way.
Oh yeah.
The cube things or whatever. I called them shinies. Apparently, if you get all of them, you get like a gold cloak or like a white gold cloak, kind of like what the Lightbringer deity thing, like what they were wearing. And then for every time that you like make it to the top of the mountain, that white cloak gets adorned with like more gold symbols.
Interesting.
And so
okay,
the speedrunner that I watched had like this beautiful looking cloak.
Yeah.
And it was really cool looking. And I was like, dang, theirs is cool. And yeah, somebody in chat was like, oh yeah, he's played the game a lot.
Yeah.
And so there's like small reasons for replayability, but overall, I don't know if I'll play it again.
Yeah.
Maybe one day if I'm just wanting to vibe, but it is kind of just one and done for me.
Yeah.
But apparently there's a lot of interpretation to be had with the game, a lot of context clues.
Yeah.
Like, did you notice you chirp at certain areas and it like reveals a panel of like kind of like a I don't know, cave painting kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do these mean? I've never been good at reading hieroglyphics or like cave paintings and what they mean. It reminded me of like the end of God of War, where like their whole journey is kind of like painted on the wall.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know what any of that means unless they point it out and explain it.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, like I still haven't, but I want to watch like YouTube videos to see just what people really think the whole story is and what it means.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that Discord has like a ton of people that talk about this game all the time. I think for me, like I want to play it again because I want to play it on Steam because I want to get whatever like achievements or stuff are in it because Epic doesn't have them. And then they were talking about like the mod scene in this game too. So like there's people that can like mod to give you different cloaks, like to design your own. You can like there's a mod for like getting in and like running around in the credits because I guess they're like coded to be their own chapters, and so you can fly around the credit scenes. There's like I guess a bunch of cool stuff like they were telling me in the chat like after I beat the game, and I was like, this is kind of cool. Like it's a cool scene for this like old game that's like that like I've always heard really good things about, but I didn't know there was like a scene,
like a cult following,
for the game.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Well, as far as like what the game means, I do like what you said about like discovering your purpose, or like it being kind of like an allegory for life almost. You know, like the trials and tribulations of going through different phases of life or whatnot. I like that. I think because each section could denote a different section of one's life, and then the end, like I don't know, I guess you just keel over and die one day. and then angels like bring your soul back to life and then reincarnate you back at the beginning. I don't know how it works, but
for me
it's
it was
interesting
like,
to think about.
For me it was like all about like your highs and lows, and so you're traveling up from rock bottom to achieve your goals. And so like you're like you'll always go through these like different like moments in your life, and you'll have to like figure out a way to achieve your goal, and you'll have all these ups and downs, and you'll have the journey. I thought the game was like hella philosophical for not saying anything.
For real.
Nobody said shit. Nobody said anything at all. The whole game.
They didn't need to.
That's crazy to me, but it was good.
Last question for you. What was your favorite little creature or
My
character?
favorite creature? It was definitely the fly boys. The little fly guys. Yeah, I thought they were so cool. Like, and they like when you release a bunch of them, like that was cool. Like you're like popping up in the air.
There was one moment where they were like trapped within this like cage or machine, but there was a crack in one of the cages, and then you chirp right next to it, and a couple of them come out. They make it through the crack. I'm like, you're free.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I liked all those like little like nuances where like you're making friends along the way, even though they're not. I don't know. They're like Aladdin's magic carpet or something. I don't know what they are.
That's what I called them during my playthrough too. Like little flying carpets.
Yeah.
My favorite little creature thing were the jellies. Just because I liked that there were little jellyfish, like cool. ribbon creatures.
Yeah.
And then you kind of you jump on them and use them to get up, especially that one tower. But then they come back at the end once you get revived, and then you're flying up to the top of the mountain. You see more of them, and I just like how they are. I like that there's jellyfish. They're probably the clearest allegory allusion to like how I think each of the creatures, ribbon creatures, were like a different sea creature almost.
Yeah.
Because
the ones that fly through the water or whatever. I don't know if it was water.
I don't know. It seemed like an underwater. Yeah. It seemed like the fly boys. They were kind of like a stingray. And then the little ribbons were like little schools of fish. And then there's the jellies. And then like the stone monster things seemed like, I don't know, like sharks or like killer whales. I don't know. Yeah. And then there were the big giant ribbon creature that you ride on a little bit.
That was cool.
Those are like big whales or something. I don't know, but
it
was very, very akin to like under a deep sea exploration almost.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it like that, but now that you're mentioning it, like I see that. That's cool. I thought this game was pretty good. I would give it a like an 8 out of 10 probably, because I think it could have been a little longer of a game.
Sure.
I think there could have been a little bit more like reason to like go off the path or go the wrong way, or it was pretty linear.
Yeah. I know there was a reason to explore to find those shiny squares.
Yeah.
But I mostly just picked up the ones I saw along the way. I went out of my way just to get those ones. But I know there's plenty that I missed.
Oh yeah.
And what really irritated me was I was climbing up the snow, and then I barely got spotted by one of the spotlights, one of those big stone creatures. It hit me, and then my scarf that I had worked so hard to get so long was like less than half the size. I was like, no, my scarf.
I used all my juice. Every time I had a little bit, I just used it. I was so bad about that. I did not preserve. I did not.
Especially in the snowy area, because it's so cold. I think it like takes more energy to be able to jump.
Yes.
And so like one jump and all your juice is used up.
I'm a jumper. I jump in games. I just do that.
It was fun to jump in that game too, because you have like it's this glidiness to it, this floatiness to your jumps. You get good distance, and it's a lot faster than walking.
Slow.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
I easily give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 myself. But we don't really rate games here.
No,
we just have more of a black and white player pass. So personally, play it. I think I finished it in just under 2 hours, like 150.
Yeah, definitely a play for me. And it's on sale a lot. Like, because it's an older game, like you can get it for like $8, like a lot of the time, which is kind of cool.
It runs really well. I had all my settings on ultra, highest settings, because I wanted that good fidelity. I wanted it to be as pretty as possible, and it was. It's a very pretty game.
Yeah, we'll stamp it with the play.
Boom.
There it is.
Nice. That's it. Well, that was our discussion. That was our player pass for Journey. We hope you guys enjoyed that discussion. I guess now it's time to find out what we'll be playing next by spinning the Great Wheel of Games.
We need more games.
Yeah, we do.
Then it'll be the Great Wheel of Games.
Well, then why don't you tell me what game you want to add to the Great Wheel of Games?
I'm going to add a game called It Steals. It's a horror game. It's pretty spoopy looking.
What is spoopy looking?
Pretty spoopy looking. I'm not going to give any more context to it because we're going to talk a lot about it if we play it. So
okay, that's
spoopy.
fine.
It's spoopy. It's a spoopy game.
I'm a big fan of spoopy games.
I think it's going to be really cool to play.
Well, I haven't asked you if you've played this game, but this is the game I want to add. It's on Game Pass, so no real further investment in it. But have you played the game Chia?
Chia? I haven't. That's the TCHI.
Chia?
Chia.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It looks really cute. It looks really pretty. In this segment, we're not expected to play through the entire game. So far, we've only had to play shorter games. I think this game's a little longer, but it's very pretty. It looks really chill, and I like the vibe of it. And so that's the game I wanted to add this time. Chia.
It's added on there. There
Cool.
they are. Are we ready to spin?
Let's spin the wheel, baby. Spin it.
All right. We're spinning.
Come on, click holding.
Ooh.
Oh, Supermarket Simulator.
Supermarket Simulator. Okay.
Okay.
Alan's going to be
Nice.
happy with that one.
Now, when I added this to the wheel, I hadn't really seen much gameplay. I think I saw Queso play it a couple times. After I added this, I really watched Alan play it.
Yeah.
He's a little further along in the game. And boy, it looks stressful.
That game looks so stressful.
It looks stressful.
I watched Markiplier play it. And so
Okay.
And so I don't know, like it does seem like a little bit of a stressful game to me. Hey, I'm excited.
Well, we got to play it within 2 weeks. Before the next episode, we will be playing Supermarket Simulator. So look forward to it, chat. If you guys are watching, if you're watching this video later and it's not, then our next episode hasn't come out yet, maybe download the game, buy it, whatever you got to do, and play it with us and come and join the discussion next episode when we come and talk about it. And should be a good time.